Good. 1, 2, 3. Cool. What's good? Another uncut entry. Came back from Japan when on Wednesday. Yeah, we landed Wednesday 6 a.m. We left Japan around 6 p.m. on a Tuesday. So literally it took a whole 24 hours. Yeah. Fuck, 24 hours. Because, yeah, we had like a stopover in Shanghai in China for a good 5 hours and a flight. Yeah, so we went from Tokyo to Shanghai. That was about 3 hours. And then a 5 to 6 hour layover. And then a 12-hour flight from Shanghai to Gatwick. So, yeah. Shit. About, yeah, almost 20. Yeah, damn. But yeah, didn't feel like it. And yeah, no, I actually managed to do the shoot. I should have done it on that Saturday so that we also had Sunday to do it instead of doing it on the Monday and then having to leave the next day. So we only had like one day to shoot the campaign. To be honest, it's always been like my least favorite part, doing campaign shoots or marketing. Like ever since I started a brand, especially using a DSLR and being the your own model and all of that shit, and then also having to edit the images, post production, blah blah blah. Yeah, it's not my favorite thing to do. Like I'd rather just I'd rather just create the brief, so like the concept brief of the campaign shoot, and then just delegate everything, delegate the photography, videography, the modeling, styling, whatever, because I would have already had it within the brief. But obviously, when you're working with limited funds, you gotta do everything all yourself. So these are like the multiple hats that I have to wear. I have to be the photographer, I have to be the editor, I have to be the model, I have to be the stylist, on top of designing, on top of sewing, pattern cutting, all of that jazz. But yeah, no, I just edited the bits yesterday. I still need to look through the images actually, because there's quite a bit to go through, and it's my first time using like Lightroom and all that shit to, because I shot on a DSLR and I made sure to have like the raw files because I wanted to be able to have the most control post production. And literally on the day of the shoot, I was using ChatGPT to configure the shoot settings for the camera and how I would, what settings I would need to use depending on, shooting in during daytime when it's cloudy or when it's sunny, or during when it's nighttime or we're indoors, blah blah blah. So I had to learn that all of that shit during the day on the day of the shoot. Yeah, I know, man. I'm not a camera guy. Like I always use like iPhone to just point and shoot and edit there. So it's my first time, going through the whole process of actually manually adjusting the camera, blah blah blah, fumbling with the ISO, the aperture, the fucking the what do you call it? The speed of the, I don't know. See, I don't even know what the fuck it's called. But yeah, no, it was interesting. I usually don't like doing this whole shit, but I kind of enjoyed configuring the shit and then being able to shoot. And then during the shoot, obviously we did a couple of snapshots in Shibuya Crossing during the day and then during the night. And I'm telling you, man, I'm a shy guy, man. I don't even like posing or even let alone doing like touristic pics. And obviously I was there with my girlfriend, and during the 2 weeks that we were there, there's barely any photos of like me being like, acting like a tourist, because I just hate like asking someone to, like, take a picture, or even having a try. We had a tripod, but I just can't be asked to be setting it up and then using it to take a picture of me and my girlfriend, because I'm just a shy person. I'm like, okay, I've seen it with my own eyes. I took a couple of pics. Done a little quick selfie. I'm good. Let me go. Like, I don't want to be like staying there a little too long and then taking pics and shit. But obviously, when it comes to the whole business, I have my mindset kind of switches a little bit. But still, I'm like a little bit shy when it comes to when it when it's time for me to go in front of the camera, because you have to become the model. And I'd rather not do that. But obviously, who else are we gonna ask? Like, I don't have connections in Japan for someone to model the piece that I made. So I just did it myself. I mean, I've been doing this shit ever since, anyways, like since 2021, when I did the Greatness graphic tee. But yeah, now it's just a more full on garment. So it was the forged denim jacket, and then a denim trouser sample that it's it's literally the very 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 first sample. It's literally a prototype, but I wanted to have a matching set for the forged denim jacket during the shoot in Japan, so did that up real quick the day before my flight to Japan. But yeah, no, man, honestly, shooting in Japan was cool. Like, after a couple of hours, and I sort of got into the whole flow of things. I mean, it was a bit difficult because we were in Shibuya Crossing. I wanted to do like a long exposure where the people would be like passing by, and then the model is just stood still, and the whole idea of against the grain, where there's a flow of people moving past you and you're just there stood still. You're essentially embodying the whole notion of against the grain, the poem that I wrote. Let me read it out real quick, actually, because before even thinking of doing a campaign shoot, I was like, you know what, I need to write a poem so that I can embody this, the 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 energy that I'm trying to capture with this campaign. So it goes: Here I stand with the blood of generations before me, flowing through me, their dreams buried with them, fulfilled or unfulfilled. I stand out of line, breaking free from the chains, moving against the grain. The fire burns within me like a roaring furnace, lighting the path ahead. The vision inside me, I let it lead the way for the generations after me. So that kind of just set the tone for the campaign, and then developing like sort of the concepts using the poem. But yeah, the whole idea of standing your ground, standing still, and then there's this flow of people coming through. That's why I was like, yeah, you know what, Shibuya Crossing, let's fucking do it there. Man, when we were there were a lot of people, especially during the night. Fuck, it was just, there's a whole flood of people. So it was dope, but it was hectic. Like, finding the spot to set the tripod, I had to like set it up right next to like a lamp post of sort, so that I'm not blocking the way of people. But then most people with tripods also set it up there, so it was kind of like congested. But I was doing a long exposure shot, so that was cool. As long as they're not in my frame, or anyone that's like with a tripod or whatever isn't on the frame, then we're cool. Because even though there's like a million people passing by, it's fine because the long exposure, I think I put it on like 1 second or 1.4 or 1.3 second. But yeah, nah. The shots could have been better. It could have been better, but I think the what we've ended up capturing, it sort of reflects like the rawness of the brand, the rawness of the values of the brand, the authenticity of, just getting it done. Like, it doesn't need to be perfect, doesn't need to be, fully polished. And it's the whole Pioneers of Greatness is about being gritty. One of the values is being gritty, and that sort of has been captured in the way I took the shot. Like, it's not polished, it's not like crystal clear, but it does the job. And yeah, no, the space I was, because see, Shibuya Crossing is packed, man. So having a tripod, people walking there, like, I had to protect it because people would like step, like, by accident, like trip over the tripod, and then it would shift the whole thing. So then I had to like guard it, stand there, like literally with minimal space to work with, because there's people literally waiting to cross, and they're there for a bit because they're trying to get the shots too. And yeah, no, I think it's my first time like doing the whole long exposure shit. So literally on the dot during that, I was configuring the shit, trying to make sure that it's not like, when I take the picture, it's not too bright, so that it basically is ruined. I can't do much to it. And that's what happened to some of the images. Like, it was too overexposed, so that when I was editing it in Lightroom, literally yesterday, I was like, fuck, I have to do it in black and white, and then just work with it that way, because the colors wasn't just punching through, it was like very washed. So the my only option was to turn it black and white, and then play with the contrast and thresholds and blah blah blah, and the curves, to give it some depth. But yeah, no, this is always, man, always been the part where I least like doing, because it's not my strength. Photography, editing, color grading, blah blah blah, all of that shit. Like I said, I would rather just delegate that to someone who is a photographer and they know their shit. But the good thing is, I like to learn, I like to pick things up, pick new skills up, and this is one of them. I just need to get used to it, especially now that I know how to sew. So then I'll be making more samples, and I'll be able to do more shoots myself or with a model. It's always easier if it's someone else is modeling it, because I just have to worry about focusing on taking the shots, instead of like me modeling and being the photographer at the same time. But yeah, no, I was editing it yesterday. The images, it's coming out good, real good. Actually, just posted one image on the official POG Instagram account, and I have maybe 5 more images to post in the coming week. And then also there's a couple more to edit. I just need to, populate that Instagram page with images so that people can see what we're working with, and then so that I could start, pushing out and marketing the denim jacket. And yeah, I ended up test driving the denim jacket also in Japan, wearing it back to back, seeing where the flaws are and what could be improved and what not. But that's for me to fully analyze in the coming days. But for now, I'm gonna be focusing on the marketing materials and just marketing the fucking jacket now, in a professional manner, at least to a certain level of professionalism. Because most of the way I have been marketing it is through BTS, heavily on the BTS through Uncut, talking about it, and my Insta IG stories just heavy on the real time behind the scenes. But that with that it's very gritty and raw. But obviously there's got to be a level of professionalism when posting on the actual account. That's why I shot in using a DSLR, and then learning how to color grade the images, blah blah blah, and all that jazz. But yeah, no, it's shaping up. It's definitely shaping up. Very excited on just rolling out all the creative, so like the images, and then just building out the Instagram page for POG. But yeah, no, I'm happy. I'm happy with the shoot. We took quite a bit. Most of them a little too blurry. That's why I have to find ways to work around that type of shit. But for me, I like I like these sort of constraints or issues, because then it pushes me to become a little bit more creative with like working around with the constraints. Okay, like cool, I have a blurry image. What could I do? How could I work around that in order to still fit the campaign shoot brief, blah blah blah. But yeah, it's been interesting. Japan has been super interesting, and honestly, one of the flyest countries I've been to. Like a lot of the people looked fly, and I'm talking about just like the normal day to day people. These are like the I don't know, the middle aged men, women, the old people, the grandpas, grandmas. They be dripped out, like I thought Korea was dripped out. Nah, Japan on another level, man. Very stylish country. Man, even the school uniforms, man, I was like, yo, because it's literally the same ones that I see, in Hajime no Ippo, the anime, the boxing anime, like this sort of Mandarin color, and then the buttons, and then they also have the white socks with the black loafers. Yeah, I was like, yo, this shit clean, man. Like even their uniforms is well thought out and well designed. Aesthetically, it looks like I would wear it, like. But yeah, honestly, yeah, it was good to see the fashion there. But to be honest, my real take on the fashion in Japan, I think it's because the internet has sort of bridged everywhere to the point where I've already seen a lot of the shit that I saw in Japan around, you know, in America, like America, like they love the American shit, you know, like the whole hip hop culture. You see it a lot there and whatnot. But then I don't know, it's crazy because what, like I've said this in the previous uncut entry, what I was wearing, my style when worn here in the UK, it stands out. But then over there, it's the average. A lot of people wear what I wear in Japan, and then I was like, damn, there's a lot of stylish people in Japan. But then over there, that's the norm. So if I were to wear like a Nike Tech fleece or whatever, like set, you would stand out there, and they'll think you're cool because that's something that you don't see people wearing there too often. But yeah, no, it kind of made me think. I'm like, yeah, depending on where you are, the style, it could be what everyone wears, and then you just move that style in another location, and then it's something that just stands out because not everyone has that style. So then that, you know, got me thinking like, oh yeah, cool. So then I would need to really think about where I push these designs, these denim yeah, for pioneers of greatness, you know, because essentially we would want these pieces to stand out to a certain degree, not too much, because you know you want people to have some familiarity. I can't even say that shit, man. That word, familiarity. That word, yeah. Because if the design is too different, then people will be too hesitant to, you know, wear it out and try it or even buy it to begin with. Yeah, so there has to be some sort of familiarity. Fuck, man, I need to Google this shit. Familiar. Familiarity. I can't believe I'm actually Googling this shit, man. Familiarity. Yeah, that. Oh, shit, did it stop the recording? Fuck. Fuck's sake, it stopped the recording, so I have to piece that up again. Yeah, oh, that's annoying. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Honestly, my time is running out. Yeah, hopefully, yeah, I think that sums up the last week. Yeah, I'm out. Peace.